After you played the Gwent tutorial and a few games with starter decks, you'll want to explore building your own. This video will introduce you to deck building and some of the concepts you'll find in other Aretuza Academy videos. First, let's talk about the rules for deck building. Every deck has a leader chosen from one of 5 factions. The cards in the deck must be either neutral cards, which are available to all decks, or cards of the leader's faction. For example, if you're building a Harald the Cripple deck, the cards you choose must be neutral or Skellige. A deck must have a minimum of 25 cards. To keep decks balanced, each card has a provision cost, which you can see in the deck builder as a number in the bottom right corner of the card below a loaf of bread and a bottle. A deck's total provision cost must be at or below a certain number, 165 at the time of the recording. But enough about rule, let's get to the fun part. As you start building your decks, you'll want a strategy for how you get the cards you need. Here are 2 guidelines that may help you. First, start by crafting the cards you'll use in the most decks. For example, neutral cards will go into more decks than faction-specific cards, and broadly useful cards will go into more decks than narrow cards. You'll pre-roach in a lot more decks than Sigrifa's Right, for example. Second, look for strong bronze cards to build around. Because you can play 2 of each bronze card in your deck, these can form cheaply crafted cores to build around. For example, Uncrate Greatswords boost itself by 1 every time a unit on the opposite row is damaged. This could lead you to cards like Mastercrafted Spear, which can damage a unit every turn, and Demon Warship, which damages the unit 3 separate times. Between Uncrate Greatswords, cards that damage units, and Harald the Cripple from the reward book as a leader, you already have a deck idea. You can start playing with those cards, plus the strongest other cards you have. Later, you can add more on the themed gold cards such as Dagger 2 Blades, when you open them in kegs or get enough scraps to craft them. Last, don't be afraid to copy a strong deck. I would even encourage you to do so, especially at the beginning of your Gwent career. This way you get a feeling of how certain cards and archetypes play together. After some time, I'd encourage you to exchange some of the cards while you slowly go more individual over time. Then, even pro-ranked players get decks from master builders and compete with them. Summarized, decks use neutral and leader faction cards. You need a minimum of 25 cards with a maximum of 165 provisions. You'll get more use out of neutral and broad cards. Powerful bronze cards create cores to build around, and it's okay to use a deck you didn't make yourself.